child, that your skin can bring you so much pain. Now I hear you say you got the best of both ways. Won't you come and take a walk in my shoes and tell me if you take my place? Under cover of my skin, I've heard all your names. If it's all the same, I'll keep on walking. Under cover of my skin, I've heard all your names. If it's all the same, I'll keep on walking. Who'd have stayed hung up? Who'd have been knocked down? But here I stand, a man whose roots he understands, and I'm gonna hold my head up high. I was told as a young man, doesn't matter if you're white or black.
I'll hook up my phone.
It appears we're live. So welcome to the second episode of the Daily by Inside Running podcast. Huge guest here tonight. She's been on recently, Benita Willis. Used to be Johnson, now Willis for all the old timers that have followed you back in your old career, Benita. Welcome to the Daily.
Thanks. Yeah, it's great to be on and chat about running, and yeah, love it.
Yeah, and Crokes is back too from Canberra.
Thanks, Moose. Nice of you to join us. I know you've got a big race tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, big cross-country season, pivotal moment for the Geelong Cats tomorrow. But I can get up for this because we just watched the repechage of the women's 8, and I spent the day watching the Aussies run through. It's women's 5, good race, men's 10, and the women's 800 heat. So I feel like we're sort of deep in the 800s. Perhaps we should start there and chat about those.
Yeah, we'll start with the heats, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon we start with the heats. So first off, Kat Bissett. Kat Bissett was 7th place in her heat. She ran 2:01.60. She was never quite threatening to go to qualify. I didn't feel in this race. Did you catch this one, Benita?
Yeah, I didn't think she looked like at all like qualifying pretty much the whole race. So I don't know. Not as good as she looked in London Diamond League.
Yeah, she was coming off that big 158 that she ran, and she was moving in the right direction, I thought, before hitting the Olympics. But she did look flat during this heat. Normally, she's quite a front runner, Crokes, but we didn't quite see that.
Yeah, look, I thought she got into a good position after 200. I'm like, because she was basically in the same position that Claudia was in at 200 metres. And I thought, oh, yeah, this is good. Then by the time they got around to the bell, she'd sort of been filed back a little bit and then was trying to, like, get out. And that sort of, affected her momentum. And then by the back straight, she was sort of isolated. And then she got clipped from behind, which sort of gave her no chance at all. So, tactically not great. And then, obviously probably even worse tonight in the repechage. It was pretty messy.
Yeah, well, we might as well chat about that because we did just see her run in heat 3 of the repechage, and again, just never really put herself in the position to win. I don't think she did come home strongly. She finished in 3rd place in the repechage in 2:02. She had the fastest seasonal best in that repechage heat, so you could sort of say she was the form athlete going into this repechage, the first to only go through. I thought Kat, it felt like she fell back to the back of the pack at the wrong time when the moves were getting made. She found herself too far back to actually use any type of momentum she might have had coming out of the bend. Any thoughts, Benita?
Yeah, look, I thought she didn't go out. I didn't think she went out hard enough. And then she was a bit boxed with like 120 to go. And she had a few in front of her, and she sort of went sort of diagonally behind a couple of the girls in front of her to get third. But I just don't think she was ever in a good spot to come first or second at the worst, really, to get through. And they were slow at the bell too, that one.
Yeah, which did you two think? I personally thought she looked quite laboured, like before the bell, like just didn't look smooth. Looked like she was really grinding it from even like 350 meters into the race.
Yeah, she when you do that diagonal move, you really break your momentum, don't you? Like having to sort of slow down a little to let someone pass you before moving sideways is very difficult to actually pull that off. So
move on to Abby.
Yeah, so Abby, in her heat, I felt like she was pretty stiff not to make it through her heat. She ran 1:58.49. It was actually a season's best for her. So the best run that she's had all European season, and she didn't make it through. She was fifth in her heat. I thought she ran really well, but I guess that's the brutal nature of the Olympics.
Yeah, she was only 100th of a second off a PB, Moose, as well. So, like, you know, that's pretty good. And, like, looking at her, like, they went through pretty quick through the bell. I think it was like 56 mid or 56 high, the front girls. And she was a bit off that, maybe in, like, 6th place. And then it was really deceiving down the back straight. And this is what's quite fascinating with the 800-meter runners is when they decide to sort of make their move down the back straight, it looked like she was really struggling because a few of the girls went past her. And then she got to 200 to go and really accelerated. And in hindsight, like I probably think she maybe accelerated a bit too quick from like 200 to go to 100 to go. And she was running wide through there. And that may have just stung her a little bit down the home straight. But to be within 100th of a second of your PB at an Olympics, like as you said, Moose, I think she was pretty unlucky not to make it. And so it was great to see her execute a good race in the repechage to win that and make it through.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Benita, on the repechage?
Oh, look, yeah, it's obviously a new concept, but look, I think it's really exciting, and watching the repechage for the first time tonight, you know, seeing that French girl win one of the heats, and you know, I just think it gives everyone a good opportunity to have another run, and like, you know, when we look at Abby, she may not have. It's hard to say if she would have made it through as a fastest loser in the first round, but I really think it's a great thing to bring in, and it just gives, like, I mean, obviously it's a bit harder if you get through the repechage and then you're going into the semis, but just gives everyone an opportunity again to have another race. And, you know, sometimes if it's your first Olympics or, you know, you might run better like I think Abby ran a bit better in the repechage. I think she ran really well yesterday as well. To be so close to your PB in an Olympics is awesome, but gee, she ran well today. She ran perfectly, and yeah, it was fantastic. So yeah, I really liked it. I'd definitely keep it in.
Yeah.
Sorry,
just the cutthroat nature of having to win the repechage as well. It changes the dynamic of the run, and you see, I think a lot of people just put it all on the line, and obviously it's going to have an effect on what will happen in the semi-final. And in terms of the timeframes we've got, I reckon they were maybe 16 hours post-heat into the repechage, just by my calculations. And then they've got 48 hours before they rest until the semi-final. So it is pretty taxing, I think. But have you ever had a schedule like that before, Benita, or how would you approach it as an athlete?
Oh, look, I think like if I was an athlete, I'd be looking at having some of that endurance behind you. So someone like Abby, you know, we know she's a really good 1500 runner. So I think she's got a really good potential to get through rounds and close races that are close together. Whereas like if you're sort of a 400, 800 runner, I think you might struggle a bit with repechage and then a semi. So yeah, look, I'd be doing a bit more of the endurance work in the event that's a bit further than what you train for in anticipation of it, for sure. But I haven't done anything like that before. I mean, I did 1500 and 5K at Manchester Com Games, and they were quite close turnarounds, but nothing like what they're like. 800's a different sort of race. It's so tough.
What sort of recovery methods do you think they'll be implementing to get themselves as recovered as quick as possible?
Oh, look, you know, I reckon they just do what they normally do at home. Like if they have massage, ice baths, you know, they might use Normatec boots. But if I was at the Olympics as well, you'd want to sort of just rest as much as you can and not sort of worry about checking social media too much or catching up with family members. I think I'd leave that.